If you want to know how to make more money as a massage therapist, then you have to understand a couple core things. I've been a massage therapist for 11 years now. I've made over $500,000. And really, it's not that hard to make good money as a massage therapist. A lot of people think that's harder than it actually is. But the first thing that you have to know is that it's possible. And that, yes, maybe you're not going to be a millionaire, a multimillionaire, but you can make amazing money. We're talking $200 a session, $250 a session, $300 a session, no problem. See, a lot of times you don't even know what's available to you. And so you go years and years and years thinking that it's out of reach. You don't even know that it's there. So honestly, you can get into your car, you can have your massage table in your car, and within a month have paying clients that you drive to, and they're going to be paying you $250 plus tip for an hour or 90-minute massage. Compare that to what you're doing now. I'm telling you, this industry is so spectacular because people are willing to pay this. You just have to find the right people and give the right service, okay? So I'm going to tell you how I actually got people to pay me $300 just to drive them and give them a 90-minute massage. $300. You do one of those a day, every day, even just 5 days a week. That's $1,500 a week just doing one massage a day. Okay? That's $3,000 every 2 weeks, and that's $6,000 every month. Times 12, that's $72,000. Okay? Doing one massage a day, 5 days a week. Okay? Blowing your mind, right? This is real. You're saying, who would pay $300 for a 90-minute massage? People who have the money. So rule number one, before we get into the tactics, is first of all, you have to be healthy, okay? So I'm gonna throw a curveball at you right here. If your vibe is off, if your mojo is off, if you're not coming from the right place, people aren't going to vibe with you. You know, the number one sales skill is to have the right attitude, to have the right energy. So if you have the right energy, especially in massage, you're going to be having your hands on these people. You're going to be helping these people. They're going to sense that. They're going to completely sense that. Even on a sales call, if people sense the right energy that you're collaborating with them, you're trying to help them, then they will trust you. They will buy from you. Okay, it's called the liking bias. People like it when they can trust you. People like when they feel good energy from you. People like when they can trust what you're saying. So that's the first thing, is you really have to get it to where you're healthy. All right. So one of the hardest things when you're a massage therapist is when you're overgiving, you don't have work-life balance, when you just feel like you don't like the job very much. That's when it starts to get really hard, when you're overworked, when you're burning out, when you're not connected to that energy. So if you're in that place, and believe me, I remember what it's like to be in that place. The first thing is to change your energy, change your health. You got to get everything back on track. You got to get your diet back on track, your sleep, you got to detox. You know, this is why I talk about fasting groups. Fasting is one of the fastest way to heal your body, to detox your body. You know, a lot of times I would start eating, overeating, eating at wrong times, not giving myself enough time to digest, eating between clients, snacking. You guys, that adds up. You know, after age 27, I started having these weird digestion issues. And I really hated it because it would bring down my energy and make me not want to work, right? So I would be eating oatmeal and these millets, and I would just eat so much of it. And by the time I got to my next client, you know, I give myself 20 minutes to drive there. I hated lugging the table. I hated giving them a massage. The vibe was off, okay? So that's why I talk so much about us regaining our health. And it's not impossible to regain your health. Maybe you're in your late 30s, maybe you're in your early 40s, and you're thinking, man, I lost my mojo. I just don't feel like myself. I used to be so light and vibrant. I used to be so strong and durable. Now, maybe you're getting back pain. Maybe you're getting joint pain. I just woke up today and I just have this random back pain. Old injuries are flaring up. That's what this life is about. This life is going to throw these things at you. This is what your clients are dealing with too. Random health issues, right? So you have to know how to deal with these things. And mindset is a big thing here too. So even looking at what I'm doing right now with my own life, right? I'm still healing from digestive issues, okay? And so as I do my detoxing, as I do my enemas, as I do my fasting, as I do my daily yoga, as I do my meticulous clean diet, I'm watching my mind too. Your mind is so powerful. Your mind can actually determine your energy, which determines how fast you heal. So you have to make sure that your mind is not falling into this weakened state. You have to have contrast. You have to compare yourself to other people who are very strong and maybe less fortunate than you, okay? So Socrates would actually talk about this. He says, to be grateful, why don't you actually think about having a bad life? And then you'll actually realize what it's like to have a good life, right? So Fred Dodson calls this mental oscillation, where you look at the bad, then you look at the good. You look at the bad, then you look at the good. So for a minute, why don't you look at a worst case scenario? Why don't you look at Stephen Hawking, right? So here's a great example. Stephen Hawking, who is he? He's this genius who got multiple sclerosis, bound to a wheelchair, yet he changed the world. His physical debility did not change him. That's mental strength. All right, so you look at Stephen Hawking, then you look back. Well, I don't have MS, I'm not in a wheelchair. That's pretty damn good. I have a little bit of back pain, a little bit of digestion. It's not gonna hold me back. Stephen Hawking didn't let it hold him back. You can't let it hold you back. You have to contrast, use your mind. This is a strong mental trick. This bursts your energy in your body so much. Think of Helen Keller. What was up with her? Well, when she was young, she was a perfectly healthy girl, but then she got this horrible disease and it completely took away all of her sense perception, took away her eyesight, and she railed against it. She was deaf and she was blind. She railed against it for months. She hated her life. She just lamented it, just in deep depression. But eventually she thought, I'm not gonna let this get the best of me. I'm gonna be stronger. I'm still gonna accomplish. And you know what she accomplished? She invented a language. She invented Braille. So now all people who are blind can still read. She went on, she wrote many books. She inspired many, many people. See, thinking of people who are in worse situations and then contrasting helps you stay mentally strong. So as you're in your healing, as you're feeling burnt out, stay strong mentally. Remember, you can always heal. You can always overcome. Some other things that I like to think about. This is what I was telling myself. I was doing my yoga, my back was hurting. I was thinking, man, one thing after another, this life. What is this body? What is this life? You remember what the mystics and the yogis say. You use your pain, you use your suffering to build this desire to transcend it, this desire to go beyond, to be with God, this desire to overcome in this life, to even overcome, and then to go beyond. This world is full of misery and suffering. That's the whole spiritual quest, is this idea that you can transcend, right? So it builds in you a different energy that makes you be able to relate to other people's suffering. And it also makes you really just want to get out of this physical realm of suffering, okay? So that's the whole spiritual side of things. If you don't resonate with that, just think about it in these other logical ways. You can use that energy to become wise. You can use your suffering to learn and to transcend. You can understand what it really means in your mind to be healthy. Other people are cranky. Well, that's because a lot of them are sick. So if you want to raise your vibe, you want to make more money, you want to be more magnetic to people, You want to find more clients that will pay you more? You want to be more persuasive? Raise your vibe. Raise your consciousness. Get healthy. Get mentally strong. This is what we're here for, okay? We're not here to have an easy life. We're here to grow. That's why we're here. We're here to go beyond. We're here to get challenged. And, Sigmund Freud talks about you're going to be challenged financially. You can be challenged by people. You can be challenged by Mother Nature. You can be challenged by your health. You can be challenged in your relationships. You are going to have tremendous things come against you. Some of you have been through divorces. Some of you have been through horrible health crises. Some of you have been through financial crises. Keep on going. There's always an ability to go beyond. See, there's this book called Super Survivors I have right here. It's an amazing book about people who have overcome amazing health issues. So this is like a devotional. We got to start reading stuff like this and understanding and being inspired in your mind. You'll remember these stories, these amazing stories. It's for anyone who has experienced trauma and feels the after effects of fear, panic, worry, anxiety, anger, or depression. So this is stories of people who have overcome unbelievable obstacles. It's like a devotional. I'm going to read a little bit of that today. Other books, No Hero, talking about the Marines and talking about the Navy SEALs, talking about how these guys are tough. These guys, they have hell week. They sleep like 3 hours a day for a week. They're swimming through toxic waters. They're getting up at 3 a.m. and they're running in the rain carrying canoes. And their mindset is embrace the suck. Oh boy, this one's gonna suck today. I can't wait. They look forward to it. The Buddhists, they say, dear God, please give me a challenging life so that I can burn away all this karma and go to nirvana. They're praying for a hard life. Okay, so we gotta flip the switch and say, bring it on, baby. Bring it on. Even if you're the Stephen Hawking in a wheelchair for the rest of your life, you will not stop. Nothing will hold you back. Even if you're the Helen Keller that loses your eyesight and become deaf and dumb, you will still go on to be more successful than 99% of the people out there. How did she do that? The power of belief, the power of the mind. You keep yourself strong. You can transcend, you can overcome. And believe me, you can even heal from many of these things. You're not in that stuck position. So the first step is get that unshakable, bulletproof spirit. It will challenge you. You will be challenged in your mind. You'll be challenged to get discouraged, to get weak, to lose your healing fervor. You're a healer. Always remember that. You are a healer. You try to go away from it, you can't. It's your dharma. It's your destiny. It will suck you back eventually. I tried to run away from it. No, I'm a healer. I'm here to heal. We're here to evolve. We're here to transcend. We're here to heal in many different ways. If that's what got you into massage therapy, if that's what made you a medical professional, that's your dharma. You may want to run away from it, but you can't. It is in you. This is your destiny. You have to overcome, and you will, so stay strong. So that's the first thing I'll say, is always focus on your enthusiasm, your vitality. That's why we're constantly thinking about your inspiration, your vitality, your ojas, your enthusiasm, the energy that you're bringing to your life inside of you. It has to be inside of you. You have to take care of yourself and heal yourself first, and then that healing can go towards others. You might have to take a 4-week vacation and do my fasting protocol. You may have to take a 1 week, a 1 month, a 3 month, a 1 year sabbatical to realign. People in India actually did pilgrimages to do detox. They call it panchakarma, and they go to this healing retreat, and they take time to regain their soul, regain their spirit, regain their inspiration, regain that fire inside. You have to be lit up. You have to recover. You have to detox. You have to give yourself the time to heal. If not, nothing matters. Why do this? Heal yourself. Heal yourself. And then you can heal others. You think that the work is just about your hands. No, the work is about your energy. If you increase your energy, just being around people will be a healing for them. Just being around them. Your positive energy, your positive thoughts, your positive body, your strong body will bring health. You know, people are choosing you unconsciously. They really are. You may think that they're choosing you based on your charisma or your words. No, people are choosing you based on instinct. So you give off the right energy, people will instinctively draw to you like a moth to the flame. Sadhguru talks about this. You change your energy, you change your physical health, you change your mental health, and people will unconsciously be attracted or repelled from you. This is the most important thing. The most important thing is transforming yourself. That's why we talk about healing, inspiration, and transformation. These are the three most important things. So, okay, let's say you're good. You're ready to learn more about how to actually start being more successful as a massage therapist. So you got your health routine unlocked, you're taking care of yourself, you're filling up your bucket so that you can pour into them. You know, you're not over giving, you're not over serving, you're not burning yourself out from both ends. Then the basic thing is you gotta understand where to find your ideal clients. You gotta build your value ladder. Russell Brunson talks about this. Okay. So I'll leave you with a couple very basic, straightforward, brass tacks tips about how to launch yourself into different realms of success. So you have your specialty, right? You know, well, you should. You gotta know who your ideal customer is, what you're gonna help them with. Then you have to know where to find them. So you have your skill set. For me, it was, I help people with mobility. I help tennis players and golfers with mobility. And you know what? I would have even been more successful if I actually said, I'm just gonna help golfers. But at this country club, I knew that there were tons of golfers and tennis players, and they're very similar in terms of what kind of issues people deal with. So I had all my strategy lined up of how to help them. You know, I can stretch them, I can use cupping, I can do deep tissue massage, I can teach them yoga, right? So I had all my skills. I had my Dane Cook functional movement screen. I would do a quick assessment, a movement assessment. I could teach them mobility, I could teach them stretching. And you know, you get your value ladder set up where what that means is you just understand what you're going to offer to them, how you're going to help them. You have to know who they are, what kind of issues that they're dealing with, and how to address those issues, right? So what I would do was you just got to find where those clients are. So write out a list of all the country clubs or all the places where your clients may be, your dream clients. Then get the contact of all the managers. And what you're going to do is you're going to create a battle plan of how you're going to contact them, what you're going to say, the emails you're going to write, and you're going to make a deal. You're going to tell them who you are, what you aim to do, and you make it juicy, right? You give them a hook, you give them a story, you give them an offer, right? Same thing with marketing. That's the same marketing thing that you give to everybody. Hook, story, offer. Got that from Ty Lopez, got that from Russell Brunson. So the hook is, would you like to start making more money in your private club, in your country club, by offering a new service to your customers? The best thing is if you can get a referral from somebody that you know to talk to that manager, okay? But if you have to introduce yourself, that's how you do it. You know, you appeal to their interest. You know, they're thinking, all right, yeah, I want to take care of my people, a great, helpful service that will make the club more money so that we can invest it back into the club. They're going to be thinking, all right, well, who is this person? And you tell your story real brief, short to the point. Tell them how you learned what you learned. Tell them your backstory. Tell them a little bit about why you're passionate about what you do. And then tell them your strategy, right? Then the strategy and tactics. This is what I plan to do. I can set up a table. We can start giving free demos. That's your bait. That's your hook for the customers. And this is the strategy. I'd love to talk more about it. Ideally get them on the phone or go in there, talk to them, give them a free session, the manager, get to know them. The vibe is going to be good. They're going to say yes. Boom, you're in there. Half the work is done. Then all you got to do is set up your table, start giving away your free sessions, signing people up. Boom, 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 boom. You're going to have numbers. You worked out a deal with the manager. You're splitting the benefits 70-30 or 80-20, right? Because it costs them nothing to let you go there and set up a table and to have a small spot, right? This is just extra gravy for them. You're just increasing their revenue, giving them great service, making their club, their studio even more valuable. Okay, so this is what I did. And you just start lining people up. They start buying packages. You make, make it however you want. The way that I did it was you buy 5 sessions, it's this much. You buy 10 sessions, it's this much. You buy 20 sessions, it's this much. And based on what I asked them what their goals were, I'd say I recommend the 20 sessions because I think that you would need 2 sessions a week, and you get the biggest discount for this one. Now, guys, go to the markets and the country clubs that people have money for your services. All right, so I recommend you charge $150 per hour, and then you can discount it if you want, maybe even more, depending on where you are. Like, you could charge $225 an hour, depending on how good your service is, what you're able to promise them, the results you're promising to get them, that you can actually get them. Believe me, people will willingly trade that little amount of money. To them, it's a little amount of money for the amazing result that you're able to give them. You are so undervaluing yourself, you don't even understand, okay? You have to value yourself and what you do for people, because you can get them the results that's taking away their health, their energy, their life, their happiness. They're looking for people to pay to help them with this problem, okay? And if you can give them a detox, if you can bring them into a community, a fasting community, if you can bring them into a health community that can get rid of their back pain, whatever you're offering to them. For me, I'm going to bring them into a detox community that will give them energy, that will heal their body, that will accelerate the healing of their body, that will fix their digestion, that will detox them. So I bring them into that community. You know how valuable this is. This is what doctors aren't telling them. And so they trust you. You're working with them. You're working in your massage with the value ladder that you're giving them. Again, the value ladder is just the different levels of services that you can give them, right? You have the bait, which is free, then the standard service, which is the massage, and then the beyond, where maybe they're buying like an ebook from you, or they're getting like a guide from you. And then beyond, maybe they're getting health coaching from you. Maybe they're in like a group health coaching with you. You jump online and you do a group coaching call with all these people that have the same goal. Maybe it's for detox, maybe it's for digestion, maybe it's for back pain. The next rung on the ladder, each one of these is getting more and more expensive, is maybe you're giving them a holistic program that includes personalized one-on-one coaching with massage, right? And so then maybe even beyond that is doing some kind of wellness retreat, right? So you can see where this can go based on what you want to do. The idea is the more personal service people want, the more time they need from you, and the better results they want from you, they're going deeper and deeper on that value ladder, or rather higher and higher on that value ladder. And you're serving them more and more, getting them more results and making more money because of it. Okay, so to summarize, know where your dream clients are, know who they are, reach out to the clubs and the managers, get in there, start offering your services, make great relationships, get them into your value ladder, and my friend, they will instantly be asking you, please come to my house. Please come and treat my wife. Please come and treat my kids. They're going to introduce you to their friends. Word of mouth will spread. You will have a thriving business in under a month. I'm telling you, I've done this multiple times. This is easier than you think. As long as you have the hierarchy aligned, your vibe, your health, your enthusiasm. Napoleon Hill talks about that. Enthusiasm is a key to being rich. Your vibe, your energy, bring that up. Bring up your health. Be inspired. Get that fire. Be lit up, baby. And then you just follow that strategy. Know who they are, where they are. Make a relationship with the manager. Get in there. Offer your services. Give great service. Those people are going to spread word. You're going to be making a lot of money because you're helping people and you're loving people. Don't undersell yourself. Don't undervalue yourself. Don't neglect your own health. Really. And you can make an amazing life for yourself. And you deserve it because you're a true doctor. You're a true healer, okay? You're not giving scams. You're not giving drugs. You're not giving hocus pocus. You're not selling just hopes and dreams. You are giving hopes and dreams. You're restoring people. You deserve to make money. Because guess what? That money goes back into you. That money goes back into making your service better. That money goes back into you helping the world. I know you. People like me, you give to charities, you enrich the world. The more money you make, the more you can help people, the more you can learn, the more you can hire people, the more prosperous you can become, the more change you're going to make in this world, the more healing you're going to bring, the more healing you're going to bring to society. You're going to help fight the dark forces of health and death that are happening in people's lives. You're going to lift the depression. You're going to lift and fight the propaganda battle against all the lies in society about drugs, about food, about health. You are a force of good. You deserve this, okay? You deserve this. This is your destiny. We're in this together. We're here to change lives. We're here to change society. We're here to fight the demon hordes of all the lies and the propaganda that are hurting people. And first, we have to overcome it ourselves, all right? So take care of yourself. Take heart. Be strong in mind. And know that this career is for you. You are a healer, my friend. No matter how you express it, you're a healer. Whether it's with your hands, with your voice, with your heart, with your eyes, with your life. You're a healer, my friend. So continue on, be strong. And what I want you to do is, I have resources for you. If you want to understand how to start fasting, the basics of Ayurveda and yogic health so that you can raise your energy, then get it for free right below. Click that link. I have a free PDF guide to teach you the basics of Ayurveda, the basics of fasting, how to eat, how to get your sleep back on track, how to handle your social life, how to handle your dharma, your morality. So I want everybody to understand these principles, especially if you're feeling burnt out, if you're feeling like you need the detox, okay? Start learning these basic principles. This is the preparation for detox. This is the preparation for life. You know, life is going to throw so many hard things at you. Be ready. And if you feel like you're going through that hard place already, get that free guide. You know, you got to start detoxing. You got to start cleansing. You got to start raising your energy again and rejuvenating, okay? So you prepare, you detox, and then you rejuvenate. You know, it's all about doing some kind of energy work. It's all about your food. It's all about detoxing. Okay? That's what will raise your vibration and make you feel more alive and give you more passion, okay? So, God bless you. Stay strong. Monk MT here. Gonna go and have a great day. You have a great day too. I'll see you in the next video, okay?